On this episode, Doug Sampson from AirForce.
All right, today's guest was a drummer for Iron Maiden from 1978 to 79. After leaving Maiden, he formed a new band, AirForce. They just signed to BraveWords Records and have released a new single and video for the track, Strange World. Here to chat with us, let's welcome Doug Sampson. Doug, how are you?
Hello there. Yeah, really good, thank you. Yeah, really good.
So I just want to say congratulations on signing with BraveWords, man. That's great.
Yeah. We're well chuffed. We were so pleased that we had this opportunity. So that's where we are now. Hopefully we can do a lot, make them proud of us. You know.
Yeah, definitely. So what I've read a little bit in the last 5 years or so, despite the ups and downs and the lockdown era, AirForce has performed in more than 100 shows in over 20 countries. Man, you guys have been busy beforehand.
Yeah, we've certainly got around, considering we started off, I suppose, about 10 years ago with just an idea of having a laugh, because we were in a band that was back in the 80s, and so we decided to give it a go just for a laugh, really. And after the first couple of gigs, we realised that people really loved it, and that's when we decided to take it a little bit more serious, and that's where we are now. Yeah, it was a big shock to all of us, really, but no, it's really good.
Yeah, so I've been checking out the new track, Strange World, which I believe you played on the original Maiden version, right? That was recorded at Soundhouse tape sessions, right? Yeah,
that's right. Yes, when the idea first was floated around, we decided to do it, but I didn't want it to be too much like the original. I didn't want to make a copy of the original. I think that was perfect. It didn't really need to be messed about with. So that's when Tony had this idea of doing Strange World in a different sort of context, and that's how it is now.
Yeah, and so what I read also, so Chop Pittman ran the idea past Steve Harris, asked for his blessing, obviously. And then Steve suggested you guys invite Dave Sullivan, one of the early Iron Maiden guitarists, to play on the track also, which is very cool.
Yeah, because that comes from, he was around in 75, I think he was there from right from the beginning. So it was only right, really, that he participated in it. So we asked him, and he jumped at the chance. So that's how it worked out. Yeah,
very cool. And also, you guys played Strange World was played at the funeral for your good friend Paul Di'Anno. Also,
yeah. That's yes, they played that at his funeral. Remember Tomorrow also was played. Yeah, it was quite a moving event, really. Yeah,
definitely that affected a lot of people for sure. Well, let's talk a little bit about your history, kind of where it started for you. So your first band was, I guess, Smiler, a band you joined as the third drummer with future Iron Maiden members Steve Harris and Dennis Wilcock, correct?
Yes, that's how I first met Steve. I answered an ad in a music magazine. I was playing in other bands, like with school bands and things, and schoolmates, and everybody sort of drifted off and took different interests. I thought, I don't know what I'm going to do now. So I saw this ad in a paper. So I applied for it. I was only about 17 at the time, and I think the main people were Mick and Tony Clee, who were a Smiler. They were a bit older than me, but I went along to the audition, and that's where I met Steve. And I got the job. I think they were more or less taking a chance on me, because they'd had a lot of professional drummers turn up and that, and I was sort of unknown to them, and I think I just went in there full of confidence and that, and they took a chance on me. So that's how I joined Smiler.
Yeah.
But I was working with Steve. We worked so well together. We really hit it off, you know. So it was really good times, actually.
So do you know what kind of was the catalyst, or what was the reason he decided to put together Maiden? Because right after that, you know, came Iron Maiden, and you know, invited you to join that as well.
Yeah, I think what it was, but Smiler was a rock blues outfit. It was a great band. I mean, a really good band. It was a good following, everything, but it wasn't Iron Maiden. And Steve had these ideas of these different songs that he'd play at rehearsals and that. He had an idea of these different songs, but the other chaps weren't Iron Maiden, so it never. I think we played Innocent Exile once, but it didn't really have the feel that it should have had, because, as I say, they were not Iron Maiden guitarists. So I think that played on his mind, and that's when he decided to leave and form Iron Maiden. At the time, he asked me if I'd go along with him, and I said I'm going to have a break for a little while. I was sick to death of living in rehearsal rooms and that, you know. And I said, no, I'm going to have a rest from this for a while. And that's what happened. Then Steve went and got Iron Maiden together.
Yeah, and then they asked you, I guess, a second time to come into the band, right? Steve approached you again.
I went to see. I used to see him a lot down the Cart and Horses. I used to see him quite a lot. So they done a gig up the Bridge House. I think the drummer was Thunderstick, and it was the night Dennis was leaving, so it wasn't the best of their nights, you know. It was a lot of personal politics going on. So after the gig, Steve come up to me. He says, "Look, what I'm thinking of doing is collapsing the band, and if you're interested, come and join us, and we'll have to start from scratch. It's just me, you, and Dave, and that will be it."
Right.
We won't have a singer or anybody. We'll just start from scratch.
Right.
So we started rehearsing. I think I went round to Steve's nan's place, and he borrowed a car. We got everything into a little car, and off to the rehearsals we went. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think a lot of people realized in the early days this was kind of his baby, and he was the catalyst for this, and started Iron Maiden. You know, I don't think a lot of people realized that in the early days when this was first starting out. You know what I mean? But yeah, he was definitely, looks like the driving force, and continues to this day to be that as well.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Yes, it's always been his baby, and he steered it through thick and thin. I mean, from real humble beginnings to what we've got now.
Yeah, such a great following, obviously, you know, such a big history there. And what I was reading, you also played on Maiden's BBC archives, released in 2002 as part of was it Eddie's archive box set, they're calling it.
Yeah, that was great. Yeah, when I saw that was released, because I thought it was. I hadn't actually heard it for years. You know, we'd done the radio station, the radio show, and I'd heard it live on the radio back in the 1980 or something like that. So when it was released, I actually went and bought it, and I was quite impressed with it. Actually, I was well chuffed. Yeah.
Excellent. So let's go back to AirForce a little bit. So, like you were saying earlier, this band's existed, I think, since '86 or so.
Yeah.
You guys got 2 EPs, 3 studio albums, a live album out there. So definitely some history there. What are the next plans for next releases? Do you guys got more singles you're going to do, or videos, or what's kind of coming up next?
Well, I think the next thing will be another album. We're working on it at the moment. We've got most of the tracks rehearsed. It's just a matter of putting them down at the studio. So I think that's going to be our next target, really, to get another album out after the Strange World. We've got the video and that all done for the Strange World. That's all out now. So this is our next plan. Is the next album under the new record company. Yeah.
All right. And you're not playing and writing. What do you like to do in your downtime? Do you have any hobbies or things that interest you that you like to do for for fun or leisure?
Oh yeah, well I've got a couple of greyhounds, so I live right near the sea, so I spend a lot of time out there with them. And I've just we just built this new property, and there's always plenty of work to do there, so I don't get bored. There's always something to do. Yeah.
Excellent. And I assume you keep in touch with Steve and the guys in Maiden here and there?
Yeah. We often talk on the phone, but not when he's on tour and that. I normally give him a rest from it, or, you know, I let him get on with the stuff. But we'll be seeing him at the festival at Nebworth in a couple of weeks' time, so that should be good.
Yeah, so speaking of tours, you're going to start your tour out. I was looking here. So it looks like in November, you guys got the Winter Metal Meltdown that you're going to be doing with Raven, Girl School, and Alcatraz.
That's right,
through the UK. That sounds like an outstanding lineup, yeah.
Yeah, well, we've done one before a couple of years back, and we really enjoyed it. And we always said to Giles, if anything comes up again, give us a shout, because we really had a good time. They were such great bands, and we all got along really well. So I was so pleased when this has come up. Yeah, so we've got that to look forward to in November.
Yeah, very cool. So folks, you can check out the dates for that and check out the new track for Strange World from AirForce. All right, very cool. All right, so that wraps up this episode. Thanks to my guest today, Doug Sampson from AirForce, and to our audience. We hope you're doing your part by keeping the torch alive and supporting live music wherever you are. Doug, again, thank you so much.
Oh, brilliant. Thank you very much.